Welcome everyone to our final day of the 12 sound healing days of Christmas. And it's very Melbourne summery here. It's steamy and sweaty and hot and certainly no snow in sight, no sort of introvert inner absorption. It's very much expanded. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a trip to the Mediterranean, and we're going into the Garden of Eden with Eve. And yeah, just looking at this wonderful new year, 2023, a 7 year, the Rainbow Bridge year, the year when we can actually create a bridge of color and light and heartfelt love and spiritual wisdom that helps us bridge the divide within our own beings. All right. So the first thing to say is really we're part of and privy to an extraordinary continuum of teaching from the mysteries. And I hope that this 12 sound healing days of Christmas has given you some feeling for that. And that this is, the mysteries were teachings of spiritual awakening that is ancient and mighty, and how lucky we are that there are threads through history by which we can remember and we can reclaim this work, especially for women. So let's meet Eve today. And Eve is brave. Eve is the leader of the path of beauty and balance. She is the beginning. She holds within her the genetic codes to the whole of humanity. She's a great mother creatrix, and she's the knowledge of alchemy and transformation of feminine creation. I believe that Eve is a forgotten frequency, that we have absolutely, pushed her aside as a frequency, as a vibration, as this gorgeous, voluptuous, round Venus of Willendorf, big bellied goddess, beautiful, beautiful being who, if we can remember her frequency, if we can reconnect to her frequency, then life will never, ever, ever look the same. So when you've encountered her through vibration and song, beyond all the stories, in her pure state, you'll never forget her. And at the foundation of your being, you will know more of your feminine power, more of your spirit light, and you'll be so much more awakened to your own power and potential as a spirit in a body. So one thing I want to make clear is that Eve was not banished from the Garden of Eden. Adam was banished, but Eve was not actually banished by God. She went with Adam because, that is the nature of, that was the nature of her task. But she herself was not banished. We've been told this story that is misleading. And my work is very much to help to unveil the true Eve once more. She's in my heart chakra voice program, and she comes in to ignite spirit in the body. She's magnificent. So let's do it. Let us meet the beautiful, the wonderful Eve. Make yourselves comfortable. Okay. So here we are on the first day of the new year, the year of the Rainbow Bridge. And so what seeds do we want to plant? How do we want to nourish those seeds? How do we wish to see them grow? And what do we need to let go of to actually allow these seeds of the new to grow into full blossoming within us? So I want you to imagine that you are standing outside the most beautiful walled garden. On the other side of the wall, you can hear birdsong. You can hear these whisperings of the trees. You can hear this faint music, the rippling of a little stream. And there's this most beautiful gate in the wall. You might see this gate as a wooden gate, a small little hobbit hole gate, a moon gate, as the Chinese do, a great golden mansion-like gate. Whatever it looks like to you, you stand before it and you prepare. And the way you prepare is to open your heart. Open your heart to yourself, to your own light, to your own beauty, to your own soul wisdom, to your own spirit light. Open your heart to yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Have a deep gratitude for who you are. And now you place your hand upon the gate and it opens so easily, and you step through, and immediately the garden starts to sing to you and welcome you in. Welcome, it says. Welcome home. We're so glad to see you here. We're so happy to see you here. You are welcome. And you begin to climb the most gentle hill. And at the top of the hill you see a grove of trees. And this grove of trees is almost shimmering a little. They're ancient, thousands and thousands of years old. The trees themselves are ancient with wisdom, ancient with knowing, ancient with gentle life that flows between spirit and source and the heart of the earth. The trees are calling you, the song of the trees. You feel it all around you. It's very, very magical. And as you approach, you see Eve. She's standing with a group of goddesses, and she steps forward and she beckons you forward. And you feel how somehow she is sister and mother and friend and peer. You are priestesses and goddesses together. You are women together. You are mothers and daughters. You are grandmothers, wise women, maidens together. Eve knows you. She knows you so well. And in your DNA, in your genetic inheritance, you know her too. She takes your hand and she leads you to the center of the grove. And there she begins to fill you with her light. See, this is the most beautiful pink light. Pink that is enriching, nourishing, soothing, balancing. It's vitalizing as well. It has the fire of spirit in it. It has the heart of love that can birth an entire race of beings. It has the softness of the feminine and the strength of the feminine. Pink. Eve's light is filling your heart, your chest, your arms, your legs, your head, your entire torso. Now she takes and puts in your hand 6 seeds. These seeds are very beautiful. They have the most beautiful color. And she looks into your eyes, and you know that one of the seeds is the seed of abundance. One of the seeds is the seed of wisdom. And another of the seeds is the seed of love. And the other 3 are for you to choose. And so the goddesses are just resting against the trees. They're watching, they're holding space. They're smiling as you and Eve walk around the garden. And together you are going to plant the seeds. These are the seeds of rebirth, the seeds of the new. First, you plant the seed of wisdom. You find the most perfect spot in the garden, and you dig a little hole in the earth, and the soil is so soft, and the seed goes in beautifully. And together, you and Eve are going to sing the song of the heart, the song of the soul, the song of spirit, as a message for this seed of wisdom to grow. And Eve's vibration, her frequency is deepening in your body now. And you know that wisdom is starting to sing its song of growth. And you walk on to another place in the garden that feels perfect to plant the seed of love. Oh, Eve is so happy that you are planting this seed. She smiles at you, and it's like you're 2 girls together playing in the garden, saying, yes, let's plant it here. There's a real delight in this, a charm and a grace. And you find the place and you plant the seed deep in the soil, covering it over. And the song of love, the seed of love, starts to ring as a tone inside your body. And Eve's beautiful, rich pink light is deepening this tone of love. seed of abundance. Where are you going to plant this in the garden? There is a place in the garden that calls to you. It's very strong. You walk with Eve, and she deepens her light within you so that the teaching of receiving, the feminine teaching of receptivity, of inner listening, of hearing, knowing, seeing, sensing, becomes more and more alive within you with every moment and every breath. And together you plant the seed of abundance. What abundance do you want to take shape in your life this year? Abundance comes in so many forms. And together you sing this in. Now you open your hand and you look at the 3 seeds that are yours to name. So take the first one and call it by its name. And go to the place in the garden where you know it is right to plant this seed. There are no mistakes here, even if it feels shaky to name something. You feel the power of this. Even if you doubt yourself, don't doubt yourself. All is well, all is right. Trust. And together, you and Eve plant this seed that you have named deep in the earth. And now we're going to call that seed to take root and grow into something so beautiful that your soul can just bathe itself in. Now the next seed. This is also yours to name. You name this seed. And Eve is smiling at you again, a big grin, and she sets the tone of spirit, ringing and singing inside your body, singing inside the seed. She understands creation. She understands the power of creation. And she says, allow me, Eve, to be your guide at sparking to life the intent of your life force in alignment to the power and passion of your authenticity. And together you plant this next seed. Now you come to the last seed. And once again, Eve speaks and she says, "Allow me, Eve, to be your guide in reconciling your relationship, your connection, and your integration with the power and passion which lie at the very depth of who and what you are as a spirit." And Eve's light penetrates even more deeply into your body, setting the tone of spirit ringing and singing inside your body as together you plant this final seed. And maybe this time the seed names itself. Maybe you name it. Maybe Eve does. There is such beautiful creative magic and co-creation at work here. Now you walk to the center of the grove. You're surrounded by the 5 trees that grow in the Garden of Eden. The tree of knowledge, the tree of life are among them. And you sit down together in the center, opposite one another, facing Eve, her pink light, the light from her heart, surrounding you, filling you, indwelling you. And she's sharing with you the wisdom of the ancestors, the wisdom of human evolution, the wisdom of the mysteries, the wisdom of the transformation that happens when we eat from the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. You feel very, very loved. And the goddesses are just resting there, smiling, acknowledging you as one of their own. one that they love, one that they have time for, one that they would like to get to know better. And you feel the vibration, the frequency from each of the seeds that you have planted. You can feel the sacred geometry shapes starting to form, the creative impulses starting to circle around and around and around and through in those great spirals that the ancients drew on the stones. And so Eve asks if there's anything you want. What do you want to know? What do you want to feel? What do you want to be more of? And you tell her the secrets of your heart, the secret longings of your heart. And as you speak, you feel the pain, suffering just falling away, like almost like sliding off your shoulders like a cloak dropping to the ground and being absorbed in the beautiful Garden of Eden, which knows exactly how to transmute all these human things. And you feel yourself being filled more and more with light, and the tone of spirit being rung deeper and deeper in your body. And Eve gives you a gift. She places something inside your hands, and then together you stand up. You look around at the goddesses, smiling, acknowledging, in gratitude for their presence, holding space as women do. And together you start to walk down the hill. And at some point, Eve stops, and there's a most beautiful farewell between the two of you, a loving farewell. She holds you tight, tight with love, kissing you strongly on your forehead, saying, "Go, my daughter, blessings for this year of the Rainbow Bridge, blessings." With her whole heart, she's sending love to you. And you say farewell and thank you. And then you walk down the hill back to the gate. And you step through the gateway, turning once more to look at the garden, the grove of trees, Eve with her beautiful, pleasant, nourishing pink light of love, knowing that the seeds you have planted have taken root and are starting to grow. And the goddesses will care for them, Eve will care for them, the garden will care for them. And you can go back and visit any time and just talk to each of the seeds, talk to Eve, and just learn from her how these things need to be nourished to grow. And so here we are, the new year, New Year's Day, letting go of the past and welcoming the new, our hearts full of light. We say thank you to Eve, and when you're ready, coming slowly, slowly, slowly back in to the Zoom room. when we create, it makes so much difference to align with the will and the truth of spirit, the spirit within. So often when we create, we just think, oh, that's a great idea, right? Boom, 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 boom. And we don't always take the time to look at the seeds that we've planted in our elemental body, in our emotions and feelings, in our mind, in our hearts, in the world, and just see, how do they need to be nurtured? And am I nurturing them with deep self-love and self-acceptance, and with the goddesses, with spirit, with my own soul wisdom? Yeah. So I hope that was lovely for you. If anyone wants to say anything, please do. And yeah, I love Eve. I love working with her. I really do. She's fantastic in heart chakra voice. She is fantastic. It's like it's like being a bell that's been struck when she comes in, and it's like, okay, now we can start to do the work, because that tone of spirit is ringing in the body, and yeah, we can start to look at all the things that we need to look at. Yeah. Oh, Rosie, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for the meditations. Very generous of me. Yeah, I love doing this. I really love doing this. And I also, I do have an agenda, and that agenda is to communicate that there is a pathway through the mysteries, that the feminine can walk, and that feminine, that pathway through the mysteries has both masculine initiation and feminine initiation in it. And we don't have a lot of information about the feminine initiations that occur in the mysteries. And yeah, so all my programs are pretty much about what needs to be transformed and initiated on these feminine pathways. And not to say that one is better than the other at all, because, I think there is a point where we need balance, but the feminine is so out of balance. We need to find her voice and raise her voice within us, and then, take masculine and feminine within us to find that unity and that love and that, communication. So, yeah, my agenda is very much to say that there is a feminine path of initiation that is there to be rediscovered, and it lives within us. All right. That's it, gorgeous ones. Loretta, again, another beautiful and deep meditation with Eve. Yeah, you've met Eve, haven't you, Loretta? Loretta is doing the heart chakra voice practitioner training. So she's one of the very first practitioners, and she's going to be marvelous. So if anyone ever wants a heart chakra voice healing from Loretta, and an Elohim sound healing from Loretta, she's both. And Rosie, of course, has done the Elohim sound healing practitioner course. So these wonderful women are working, like you're already working with these tools, and that gives me great, great joy. So yeah, my pleasure. Take care. Goodbye, and thank you very much for joining in. Please ask me if you want to create a group program, because that's what I'm doing next. I've created about 20 group programs, so I've got it down pat by now. I can pass those keys on. See you. Much love for the new year.